So there has been some sus activity on the internet, and I'm not gonna lie guys, it feels like it's getting worse every day. So why not go back in time and look at the internet's most infamous creeps? What's up everybody, I'm Amaryx, and today we're going to be discussing about Donald Morrison and what has happened to him. So Donald was a guy that was born on August 11th, 1957, and he lived in Fort Myers, Florida. And I'm not gonna lie guys, what is with fucking weirdos in Florida? It's like crackheads and like this big weird state with crocodiles and stuff just go well really together for some reason. So Donald was known for being a 40-year-old man, just being a bum, lived with his parents, chatting up some kids online, you know, just an ordinary Tuesday for Donald, just hanging out, chilling. But there's a lot of interesting things that you may or may not know about this person and the events that happened before his infamous operation and after his operation. So apparently this guy was known as being a buttlet football midget like game announcer. Like, I'm not trying to like judge him or nothing, but damn, why is that so funny and goofy? Like, and just imagine just a bunch of midgets just going at it, just tackling each other. It's like a bunch of wee men from Jackasses kind of going at it. Also, Donald was also known for working for the federal government, and I do believe he did quote this in his actual sting operation with Chris Hansen, which is kind of funny in a way too. But again, we kind of know about this information a little bit. And what makes this case even more insane is that he had something going on before this even happened with Chris Hansen. He actually was hanging out in Texas, and he actually got a 17-year-old girl to kind of strip for him, and he took pictures of nude pictures of this girl at the beach, which is absolutely insane. This was also quoted in the Chris Hansen sting operation, but this actually goes into detail of like what happened and everything with being on probation or in jail for almost a year, and he also had a $197 fine he had to pay after he got out, which is absolutely insane because in the operation he mentions about dating this 17-year-old girl, obviously, but he didn't mention about any of the fucking consequences of what happened. Now, I'm not trying to be like a dick or anything, but like, how could you be just so down bad that even like that warning you get when you're in jail for a year, you pay $197 fine? And also keep in mind, this motherfucker straight up did not get a sex offender charge yet, which is absolutely insane, and that's kind of messed up with how the justice system is like done with this crap. Like, you figured you'd stop after that, but nope, dude, he just had to fucking go lower. I wouldn't even be surprised if his IQ was lower than the type of girls his age he talks to. Like, holy crap. Now, we all seen it. Donald kind of shows up, you know, just looking for a decoy on the Chris Hansen show. And he obviously admits to a bunch of absurd stuff without really feeling any remorse or really caring about it, which is absolutely what stands out in this episode of Chris Hansen's show. Like, you figured you'd feel a little bit of guilt, but this guy just talks about this like it's an ordinary Tuesday. Like I said earlier, like, oh my god, like, this dude absolutely has no freaking, like, no consequences, nothing to freaking be feared about, obviously. Basically, he was like an open book, and he obviously, at the end of the whole operation or interview, that he was on the sex offender list, and he was arrested, but you figured, like, after this incident, like, he would be in jail for a good long period of time. Now, what happens in the aftermath of all of this is actually very interesting. For some odd reason, he doesn't go to jail for very long. I think just for a couple of years, I believe. For some reason, you figured it'd be longer because it was on a show and on national television, but nope, it wasn't for very long. In 2012, this guy, in a couple years later after he got out of jail, this guy, no cap, this guy literally makes a YouTube channel and he's telling people online to stop harassing him and bullying him after all this crap that went on. Like, bro, that's gonna stick with you forever. Like, how stupid are you? That's about as equivalent as like a gangster asking him to stop shooting you or hurting you because you don't have their freaking drug money or something. Like, come on, man, that's just... Why are you so stupid? And you figured he'd be done there, right? But no, this guy actually goes to a public library years later as well. I think it's around during this time, actually. I could be wrong. And he goes to a computer, right? And he goes on, like, you know, instead of doing this private at his home, because obviously he couldn't, for some reason, he logs into his library computer and starts looking at kids on Facebook. Like, what are you doing? Like, these people are just, like... like trying to read or study, and then this motherfucker just looking at kids on Facebook. Like, come on. I'm actually surprised Facebook's even unblocked at a library. But yeah, this guy obviously got in trouble once again, and no one knows if this guy like got charged, went back to jail, or got like extended probation. But this further on, more information I found will probably prove to you otherwise that he probably didn't. And here's what's even more nuts, right? Well, in 2021, this guy was legit found on the news. Like, yeah, not even like freaking like 2 years ago. Pretty recently, he was found on the news reacting to like a hurricane storm that happened in his local neighborhood. And other people were being interviewed as well on it. But I don't know if the guy was like with his parents still. Because, I mean, he's still looking at kids. There might be a chance he might be. But who knows? The other elderly people did look older than him. But nope, he pops up on the screen just describing the news like fuck, like that what he did 15 years ago wasn't an issue. I wasn't sure if the local news was aware of this dude, of Donald Morrison and what he did, but oh my god, bro, it's just so fucking funny. I just couldn't help but just like have a good chuckle. And yeah, there's also a clip of it I'm about to show you here right now.
Morrison has lived in Mobile Manor since 2001.
I've been through Charlie, Wilma, and Irma.
He says the damage this time isn't as bad as when Charlie hit. Some downed fences and truss and shrubs. But unlike those hurricanes, this storm caught him by surprise.
When it came through, it was like, it sounded like a tornado is what it really sounded like. I mean, it was just really.
Now, he was 48 years old when he got caught on the Dateline NBC News with Chris Hansen. And now he's like, I think 65 during this incident around 2022. On October 22nd, he actually died like unexpectedly. No one really knows why he died. I would say rip, but I mean, I kind of just did. But hell no. After his dark past, man, a lot of people would wish on him finally came true. Now, I'm really not that surprised considering all the bad stuff he did in the past. I'd say the bad karma come up to him, but man, that's kind of crazy because 65 years old is relatively old, but you know, you figured he could be alive a little longer. And there's this weird thing that goes on that like, it seems like all the worst people tend to like live a lot longer than all the really good people for some reason. Oh man. I mean, holy shit, like, what a character, like, this guy, man, what a fuck, man, this guy was just something else. It's like, looking back and just looking up this information, like, I didn't even know some of this. Okay, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about every American's teenage dream guy, Donald Morrison, the big old stained t-shirt dude. And yeah, this was actually a blast to make. This is probably some of the most fun I've had making a video in recent memory in a while. Like, I've always had fun making videos, but man, this one was extremely fun. Now, if you guys really like my content, make sure to leave a like, and if you really enjoy it, make sure to slap that subscribe button, bro, because we do a lot of cool random stuff out here. My favorite things like the cover battle, shocking topics, morbid curiosity, just kind of memes or just weird internet stuff that goes on YouTube, just basically anything that's on my mind, because I try to revolve around my personality to kind of make it my own thing, you know? Now, keep in mind, guys, that there's just someone going around that's actually taken a non-copyrighted footage of my outros and been copyrighted them recently, because I guess the guy finally got rights or whatever. I forgot his name. I just don't care. But I keep getting, like, copyright strikes for, not strikes, but just freaking claims on their stuff. So, honestly, I'm retiring from outros, unfortunately. And it's kind of a thing of the past, I think, now, wouldn't you say? Want to watch another video, guys? Well, here we are. We have a little selection over here. So if you guys want to watch, I'd suggest you click on it very wisely, because if you don't click on them, bro, the video's going to end. And you know what's going to happen, man. Everyone's going to be really sad and you can't watch my next video.